This week on After the Run, we're going to talk about snacking, sleep, and goals. Now, if you're new to the channel, my name's Tyler, and I'm someone who lost 100 pounds, gained 80 back, and now I'm on a journey to lose some weight again. Now, while I don't recommend this yo-yo lifestyle, I've learned a lot through my weight loss journey, things that I want to apply this time around so that I can keep it off longer and do better and live healthier. And so I'm documenting my journey for my own accountability, but I'm inviting you along on this journey. The way that I've structured the show is that I do a health challenge each week. It's something that should be relatively easy to do, but if we do enough of these and continue to do them, they'll compound over time. And last week, the goal was to not snack, eat anything after 6:30, and not drink anything besides water after 6:30. And the hope was that it would have a positive impact on my sleep, and that positive impact on my sleep would help my overall weight and fitness goals. So how'd it go? Well, I didn't execute it perfectly, but I did pretty good. I did not have any snacks after 6:30, which meant no more buttered popcorn because it's weird to eat that during the day. And I didn't have any beverages after 6:30 besides water, except for one time I didn't have water in my room and I was taking some ibuprofen before I went to bed, and I did have a thing of juice, and so I took like 1 ounce of juice. So didn't do perfectly, but I did pretty good. So I just looked at my app for the week to see how my sleep went, and it wasn't great, but it was better than the week before. Now, the week before, I only had 2 days of good or great sleep. This last week, I had 4 out of the 7 days were good or great sleep. But one of the things that I think was significant was on Friday night, I didn't eat late, and I felt better Saturday morning and was able to do more physical activity during the day Saturday. So I didn't lose as much over the weekend. We also had a really big meal on Sunday evening. So while I didn't have snacks Sunday evening, all that extra food did make it so I slept poorly. So again, I'm seeing this pattern where if you snack late or have a really big meal or like a restaurant type meal with processed or greasy foods, you're just gonna sleep worse and it's gonna have an impact on your health. So the goal there needs to be to minimize those kinds of meals, right? And that's definitely something that I'll work on moving forward. Now, as we look at my other health goals for this week, I only went running twice. So I actually decreased my run time. I only ran 10 total miles, and my pace was a little slower. It was kind of hard this week, but I did play Ultimate Frisbee again on Saturday and played for a much longer time this time, and it felt good to be increasing my endurance in that way, especially with an activity that I love so much. I also did more walking this week by myself and with my wife. That's not something I really keep track of, mileage or time, but it did feel good to be out here on this trail a little bit more. And finally, I did a lot of yard work this week. The weather has improved, and we're replacing a sidewalk in our front yard. And so the week before was jackhammering, but this week was tapping down some road base and prepping the area to pour concrete. And I actually worked on that several days this week. As part of that, I also did weeding in my front lawn. We get a lot of dandelions. And so I was outdoors more doing physical activities, and it felt good. So while I didn't lose any weight this week, and I'll put my weight at the end of this video or in the pinned comment, but I'm pretty sure if anything, I gained a pound or 2. So lost that initial 10 pounds and then kind of bounced back a little bit. But I feel like I'm doing the right things and it's gonna start coming off. Now, to help with that, I know that getting rid of late night snacking made a difference, but it didn't satiate my cravings for sugar and for other things. And I know what will do that, but I know that it's hard, so I've been procrastinating. But this week, I'm gonna give up snacks altogether. No eating between meals. I can eat meals as big as I want, and I can even have sugar with those meals. If I wanna have a dessert or something, I'll let myself do that this week. But I know that if I'm not eating between meals, that I'm going to be more disciplined with my diet. That's going to make an impact on how I feel and the cravings that I have, so that hopefully here in the next few weeks I can give up sugar altogether. That's the hardest one for me, right? So no snacking, no sugar. Those things, once you do it for a while, it gets a lot easier, but it's just hard to start. So I'm gonna start this week with no snacks. Now in the past I said no snacks, except for twice during the week I would allow myself snacks. But I think for a week, I can go a whole week with no snacks. So I'm gonna try it. It's gonna be hard, but I wanna get off this plateau. I'm right around 272, 273. I think I can get under 270 this week. So that's gonna be my goal, is no snacks. Now I think that's also gonna have a positive impact on my sleep. And the last thing I said, I mentioned this at the beginning, is I need to have a goal. I realized I'm just trying to get healthier, but setting a numerical goal for me is helpful. So having running goals, having mileage goals, having time goals for my cardio, that's helpful. Oh, I also forgot to mention, for the first time this year, I did a gym session. I went to the gym, our home gym, and lifted weights. And I've been dealing with some injuries, so I haven't done that up to this point, but I did that this week. So that's just an aside. I realized I need to have a weight loss goal for this year. I started at 280, and I think by the end of the year, I can get down to 230. I think 50 pounds is doable. I've done it before. I did 100 pounds in a year. I think I can do 50 pounds in a year. And so, or a little less than a year, because I started here in April of 2026. So my goal is gonna be 50 pounds by the end of the year. I hope you'll join me on this journey. So the question I have for you that I'd love to see in the comments is, what's your goal right now for 2026? Do you have a fitness goal? Do you have a weight loss goal? What is it? And also, if you have any tips on giving up snacks, I'd love to hear it, because that's something I struggle with. All right, I'll post my weight in the comments or the description, and we have the goal for this next week. Good luck to you guys, and I'll stay tuned. I'll report back next week.